quiet down, mics are hot. All right, welcome back, race fans, here to the SimPossible Racing League B-Car Series at Homestead-Miami Speedway. My name is Carlos Acosta, and joining me in the booth is the first-timer here, Nicholas Reese. Nicholas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine here. Just excited to have another fun race here with the SimPossible Racing League group. With everything that's going on around the world, it's nice to just take a small break and think about some fun stuff, like all of these fantastic drivers just gearing up, having some fun here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Yeah, Homestead. It's probably one of the my personal favorites here, at least top three to watch races here. Homestead-Miami Speedway is to be the championship finale race in the NASCAR schedule. And you can always expect some good racing here at Homestead.
Yeah, Homestead is it's my home track. It's my go-to track. Every time I do a paint scheme or I just want to have some fun in iRacing, I always load up Homestead. Just have some fun, especially while riding around that track. It's very difficult to do, and just something that always astounds me when I see some of these professionals do it in real life. And I don't know, it's just a blast. So, of course, this being the 6th race of the SimPossible Racing League season, currently the standings are, this will be the 6th race. The standings are AJ Digby in first place, Kyle Zimmer in second, Eddie Hawks is third, tied for fourth is Nick Attila and James Afa. 5th place is Fernando Matos, and 6th place is, 7th place is Kevin Paskowicz. 8th place is Billy Wise with Doug McCollum in 9th, and 10th place is Kevin Cockrum. So that is your top 10 current standings. Of course, Homestead is a 60-lap race, 60 laps, 30% fuel mileage. So these guys have very small quantity of fuel, and they do need to be careful as to how many times they'll have to pit, just because this thing will they'll be running out of gas pretty quickly. About 15 to 17 laps there, Nicholas, with a 60-lap race. You're going to be pitting about 3 or 4 times, but of course, a 60-lap race also means very limited times for mistakes. Some of these guys can afford to make no mistakes, especially if the race goes green.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned the fuel window, 15 to 17 laps for the fuel window here. And if we stay green, should be a 3-stop race here for fuel.
Yeah, 3 stops for sure. Of course, if a caution comes out, all that gets thrown out the window. These guys want to try to split it up nice and evenly. 60 laps. Quick race. Currently under qualifying, and seeing a couple of drivers out on track, including number 27 Kevin Paskowicz, number 1 Thomas Wise. I'm also seeing Alan Capers, Fernando Matos, and Kyle Zimmer. Of course, Fernando Matos, this is kind of a second home track for him. Atlanta, Georgia, where we were at last week, is his home track. So that's where he wanted to do his very best, but wasn't able to get the wins there. Did get a top 2 finish. But of course, Homestead is another day, another race there for Fernando. So he's going to be looking forward to getting himself an even better finish, trying to improve from that second place finish to possibly a win there, Nicholas. But as we go on, he smacked the wall. He's going to have maybe not the best time there qualifying. Let's go on board with Kyle Zimmer. And Nicholas, why don't you go ahead and tell me what you're seeing and how he's driving this track?
Kyle Zimmer here. Here, let me find him. He's looking good. Just running what I see as a pretty good line here at Homestead. Just making sure to float the car up the high side, get super close to that wall. Some drivers like to stay off. Some may even take the chance and actually ride very close to the wall. And then coming into the turn, some drivers including Zimmer, may take the high side, but some may dive down low and then take the turn from there.
Yeah, Kyle Zimmer is definitely one that's been known for trying to push that edge, as already he is climbed up to second. Of course, Kevin Paskowicz being the fastest driver right now. Kind of a little bit unique there. Not really used to seeing number 27 all the way up front, but it will be a great starting spot for him should he keep on to that position, as Kyle Zimmer will not be able to improve. Actually, no, never mind. Kyle Zimmer does improve to the top of the board, breaking that 33.2 second barrier, as he's now currently holding a lap time of 33.162. Taking a look who else is on the track, there is a 98 of Chris Roberge, and Nicholas, that paint scheme that Chris Roberge has, it's a beauty every time to see it.
Yeah, for sure. Chris Roberge, a very nice, I really like the black fading into red, or you could even say red fading into black. Very nice paint scheme, matte design. And you have the Canadian flag on there, obviously. Chris Roberge, a Canadian, supporting his country with his paint scheme.
Yeah, beautiful scheme. One of my favorite parts is kind of that chrome silver, or I guess white, that on the numbers as well as on the team protege. Pardon me, Chris, I cannot pronounce your team name correctly, but yeah, it's a beautiful touch of detail that really just adds a little bit of strength to that car, the beauty of it. Let's take a look who else is on track. I'm seeing number 14 of AJ Digby, your current points leader, doing a good job running, trying to get near to the apron there. As Homestead, it's a very momentum-heavy track. Of course, as the race goes on, excluding restarts in the start of the race, you're going to be seeing a bunch of these guys kind of run the middle to maybe even attempting to run that outside line. As the league owner Jeff Schmidt brilliantly put it in the beginning of today in a group chat, saying it sometimes is faster to just back it off and carry some momentum throughout the corner and get an even faster drive off, which is going to help out these guys, because you have to get momentum. One of the key passing points in this track is exiting the corner. Getting that exit of the corner momentum will be key to putting up side by side against somebody and maybe just being able to edge them on that inside, because that inside is not really going to be used for passing all too much.
No, and as we're talking about here, AJ Digby, who has a 12-point lead over Kyle Zimmer, your points leader, AJ Digby. May we see Kyle Zimmer actually jump closer or even jump above AJ Digby in points if he does get a good finish to this race?
That will be interesting to see. 12 points. That's what for other series and leagues that could be a small type of deficit or a lead, but with there being about 15 to 16 drivers, it's very possible you can have one bad night, and you could find yourself maybe not losing the lead, but being close to losing it the next race, if that does happen. As we're gonna get ourselves ready to grid up soon as soon as some of these guys want to hop onto the grid, we'll go ahead and get that started. Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah, and your pole leader here, your pole leader here is the number 8 of Tommy Gossett, who is the fastest in qualifying, running a 33.055.
Yeah, right there, you can see it. The number 8 of Tommy Gossett is the fastest driver. Let's go ahead and start that opening grid there. Tommy Gossett, as you mentioned it there, Nicholas, getting the pole, edging AJ Digby. So that's something I didn't actually see, so good eye there. So AJ Digby starting second. Starting third will be Kyle Zimmer, with Kevin Paskowicz in fourth. In fifth place will be Nate Catilla, and Fernando Matos doing his best to get himself a win here tonight. Row number 4 will have Chris Roberge and Thomas Wise, as that will be it for the drivers that actually posted a qualifying lap. But for the rest of the drivers, it's Tom Johnson, Tanner Sharp, Kevin Cochran, Billy Wise, James Safad, Doug McCollum, Alan Capers, Brian Lowhead, and Johnny Berardi, in that order, unless iRacing decides to change that, because that's what I'm being told by Joel Real Timing. So hopefully that's going to be it. A lot of drivers did not take a qualifying time, and Nicholas, why don't you go ahead and give me your best guess as to why they would choose not to take this qualifying lap if it was chosen on purpose and not because of some other issue.
Well, Carlos, what I think is they are purposely not qualifying because they want to stay near the back, pardon me, and just in case any wrecking or anything bad happens up front, and maybe they can avoid it and then get up front. So I think it's on purpose that they're staying near the back, just for that reason.
Yes, Nicholas, and actually something I forgot to tell you, and to all the new people out there, which by the way, Ben McDonald, thank you so much for joining us. Slimy Drip 90, Corey, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a great time. Looking forward to beating you later tonight. Yeah, for all the new goers, this league has 2 faster pairs, which is half of what they had last year. And last year was an actual infinite more than what they, or an infinite less than what they had when they first started, because they started off with unlimited faster pairs, moving down to 4, and now 2 this year. So, with today's race, if you get involved in an accident, you may want to take the faster pair. It's only 60 laps. You don't want to get too far back early on, because it will be difficult to catch back up. But the real challenge will be Wednesday's race, where we're going to be going a lot longer in the Cup cars. So that's going to be the question: is if you get involved in an accident, do you want to risk using one of those 2 faster pairs, or do you want to risk not losing or do you want to risk losing a lap trying to hold on to those faster pairs at the end? But of course, that's going to be something that we won't have to worry about that until Wednesday here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, as the pace cars are going to get ready to pull off. I'm excited. I gotta say, Tanner Sharp's in this field. I think he's going to come up. I think he's going to come away with the win here once again. Pace cars getting ready to pull off, and this race is about to go green. Let's go take a look and see if there it is. Green flag is out, and these guys are gassing it here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. 60 laps in this race. Side by side going into turns 1. The number 8 is actually able to edge by getting some help from the number 25 of Cal Zemmer, as that 14 getting a slight bit of run off the corner. Number 8 of Tommy Gossett blocks off on the high line, and AJ Digby looking to the inside, getting that outside momentum that we saw even at the reduced speed. Going into the inside, the tires are still nice and warm, so it's an optimal time to get that inside line and try to pass the driver. Going inside, that outside line is going to be king once again, as the number 8 of Tommy Gossett is trying to get by the number 14 of AJ Digby.
Yeah, we got a good battle for first here between Tommy Gossett and AJ Digby. AJ Digby trying to pass on the inside here, trying to get around Tommy Gossett, and gets very close to doing so, but Tommy Gossett holds him off.
Yeah, still side by side into the corner. These guys are not giving up. The only downside to this is the number 14 finally clears the 8, but maybe slowed down too much, as now the 8 is trying to do the crossover. The only thing I'm worried about is these 2 guys kind of killing their tires. Of course, 30% fuel, so about 15 to 17 laps before these guys go down pit road. You can drive it a little bit hard, but you have to find that threshold of how far to push those tires before they eventually start costing you more than you would have gotten there, Nick. And as these guys go side by side, especially for first place, anything else that you are seeing out there in the racetrack that might be catching your eye?
Not really. I mean, just a lot of the same action. We've had some working together. Some drivers are even falling back, staying out of this. Now, they could also be, now I wouldn't doubt this, but I mean, I'm not completely sure. Some of these drivers may actually be staying back and working with one another. And we got a couple in the wall here.
Yeah, that's the number 98, the number 1 getting involved in that incident. And, Brian Lowhead almost got involved there. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that in the replay. Ooh, that's the number 3 of Tanner Sharp. Just went high, wide, and handsome up into the quarter panel of 98. The one of Thomas Weiss, unfortunately, was unable to slow down, trying to run that outside line. Made some significant contact, and I believe the 99, the 98, and the 1 will have to go down pit road and get a fast repair, maybe.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens here. Drivers, I'm sure they're going to use their first fast repair. Now, if this was the Cup Series, which, of course, it isn't. This is the B-Car Series. If it was the Cup Car Series, I mean, what would you do? Would you save it, or what would you do?
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I feel like the 1 car had some heavy damage, but it was kind of all up straight up in the front. I think the 1 might be able to get away with this, but I think the 98 of Chris Roberts, I think he's got a bunch of maybe suspension damage. He may have to go down pit road and fully get it fixed.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple already entering pit lane, which include the 4. is what I'm seeing right here. I'm trying to get a closer
Everybody's
look,
going
and a
down
bunch
pit
of
road.
them. Yeah, about everybody.
All right, everybody going down pit road. Actually, the only guy that didn't go down pit road is Chris Roberge. He stayed out with all that damage, and I think I know why he's doing that, Nicholas. I think he's staying out to try to lead a lap, get that bonus point nice and secure, because it is the first caution. You are going to be at the back anyway. Why not go for it? The only thing is that he did not actually lead the lap this time by. And this is a quickie caution because no driver is a lap down. So next time by will be 2 to go. And so hell no, the number 4 of Nate Cotillo got turned, exiting his stall, and he's got some heavy front end damage.
Yeah, I just saw that right as you were about to say that. Nate Cotillo, yeah, heavy damage. Will he be coming down pit road again?
I mean,
probably. He wants
get
to.
that,
Yeah,
get
he
that
wants
damage
to get
repaired. Taking a look at it slow-mo, made some contact with, I believe that was the 27 of Kevin Pasquich. Let's go back again and see if we can take a look at it one last time.
Yeah, coming out of his stall.
Oh no!
Yeah.
He actually lost it himself. The 27 Kevin Pasquich was still ghosting through him. So unfortunately, it seems like for the 4 Nate Cotillo, he actually may have given it just too much beans, exiting his stall and just turned it around. So it is a mistake, but fortunately for him, it is under caution. He looks like he's going to be staying out to get that and not repair that damage. As actually Chris Roberge, 1 to green, he's actually still out there on track. It appears, I do believe he may have mistaken the caution procedure. He may have understood there would have been probably 1 more lap, so he didn't lead a lap. But I think he expected there to be 1 more lap in the caution, and this is going to cost him. He's got heavy damage, and I expect him to back off and let these guys go on by and just try to run it out, hope for another caution, because the 98 heavily damaged there on the lead.
Yeah, Chris Roberge has quite a bit of damage, as you said, and Nate Cotillo, focusing back on him, he has some pretty bad, especially front right damage, but pretty much all in the front, but pretty heavy damage there for Nate Cotillo.
Yep, we're going to get ready to go back to green here for the first restart of the race. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be seeing here, the 98. Well, the 98 pull off to the side as green flag is back out. These guys are hammering it back on track. Oh, the 98 is holding still.
And AJ Digby on the outside gets a pretty good restart there. But pretty much the opposite, and
oh no!
2 cars are turned. Can they save it? That's 27 and the 25.
Wow. Wow, they just saved that.
Yeah, I saw that as it was happening. 27 and 25. Looks like they got. Wasn't quite sure what happened.
Yeah, right there on the replay, number 27 went just a little bit wide entering the corner, trying to not run into the back of the 98. And make contact with the 25. Unfortunately, that's going to put them pretty far back to begin with. The 8, the 13, all the drivers behind did a fantastic job slowing down. So great job by all these drivers of not making... Oh my goodness!
25 in the wall.
Oh, that is...
What happened there? I just
that
saw
car
it
is going to be crabbing. Let's go back into replay. Tanner Sharp going to the inside. Again, Carlos. Oh, Tanner Sharp went wide once again. It's the second time tonight for Tanner Sharp. Trying to figure out that race car tonight as Kyle Zimmer. Every time you do that, Nicholas, I'm not sure if you experienced, but every time you do that, your car is pretty much, your suspension's pretty much done, and you're going to be crabbing as we're seeing the number 25 of Kyle Zimmer. Heavily damaged, going very, very slow around the racetrack.
And Kyle Zimmer looks like he's going to go into the pits. Yeah, he's taking a pit stop here.
Yeah, more than likely he has to, because he more than likely has a meatball flag. As Tanner Sharp trying to get to the inside of number 17 of Fernando Matos. Getting there. Hopefully the car won't get tight on Fernando. It actually gets tight. Makes some contact with Fernando Matos. But both of them able to continue driving off as that outside line may still have some momentum going out there through the start-finish line. This is a battle for 6th place. Tanner Sharp once again looking on the inside of Tanner Sharp. There are 13 of Alan Capers. Also in the position there to make up a spot in case one of these drivers make a mistake. But Tanner Sharp is able to get by the 17 of Fernando Matos. No problem there.
Now let's go back to the lead here. AJ Digby, your current race leader, who has, I'd say, a pretty decent gap over second place, who has an even more decent gap over third place. So quite a big gap between the leaders here.
Yeah, but as you were mentioning that they were going 3 wide there through turns number 3 and 4. As don't look now, I think they're about to go 3 wide once again as James Defoe makes, thought about it, actually backed off as the number 17 and number 3 at Tanner Sharp are going side by side once again here for positioning, batting side by side. It's something that we mentioned. These guys, they got to be careful how much tire wear they can put in. As already 6 laps into this race, probably about 10 more laps before they have to go down pit. I'm seeing a bunch of smoke, but that could be a driver having a connection issue. So do not worry about that. Everybody watching, as that number 88 James Defoe looks very, very strong out here tonight. Something to note, we did have a caution very early on into this race. Would you think that with that caution, is it possible to make it on 2 stops there? It might. I think it's still not there yet, but well, actually, 2 stops remaining because they've already gone down pit road, but it'll be difficult to these drivers, and fuel strategy situation has not really worked out for any of these guys in the past. But Nicholas, what else are you seeing out there on the track that you might want to talk about?
Well, I'm pretty much focused on the leaders here. I've been looking at these guys for quite a few laps now. Huge gap between first, second, and third, and then of course the ones behind them. I think that with the cars working behind them, probably about 5th place and back, I think that they may have a chance to catch the leaders here, who are still pretty gapped between each other.
Copy that. Number 88 of James Defoe looking to the inside of Fernando Matos. Fernando Matos is a driver who will race you clean, but he'll also race you hard, trying to get side by side. That outside line does have that momentum. As the number 13 of Adam Capers just looking in right behind them. Take a look at that battle. Everybody else does appear to be single file for now. And quick update on Kyle Zimmer. He is, Fernando Matos slowed down, a little check up there. Kyle Zimmer is currently 1 lap down, but he is the only driver currently 1 lap down. Thomas Weiss is actually behind them, currently last 3 laps down. So their cars are all fully repaired. Thomas Weiss and Kyle Zimmer did have to take a fast repair, but it has costed these drivers quite plenty. Side by side still. Actually, the number 13 has gotten to the inside of the 88 of James Defoe. That's Tanner Sharp just smacked the outside wall. I do believe he smacked the outside wall, as we're seeing one of these drivers that might be Johnny Berardi having some no, that's not Johnny Berardi, excuse me, that's the 33 of, no, that's number 4, Nick Catella, having some connection issues. But yeah, Tanner Sharp kind of scraped that outside wall. He doesn't have heavy damage. Let's take a look on the hood. He does have some right side damage there on that quarter panel. You can see that hood is crinkled up just a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to really hurt that car. I don't know, maybe. This is a mile and a half track, and these B cars are very, very sensitive. But Nick, going out there and seeing what these guys are running, do you see any noticeable differences between the race leaders and some of these guys running in the middle of the pack racing line-wise?
You know, with the leader, your current race leader, AJ Digby, I'm noticing he's running near the top on the straightaways and then coming down low, hugging the white apron line here in the turns, and then just floating the car back up to the outside wall.
Yeah, we actually got a glimpse of that. He's actually really holding on to that inside line pretty well. Of course, now that we're talking, no, he's still getting down there to that bottom. He's got
yeah, there he is.
He's kind of got a almost late apex there to that corner. Not exactly late, but also not exactly in the middle. And he's making that work currently. Of course, the last lap, Billy Wise is actually just a little bit faster, but almost 2 seconds back, 1.8 seconds back. Billy Wise is. It's going to be a little difficult to see them, as currently 12 laps into this run, we're already seeing one driver in pit road, and that is a 99 Johnny Berardi. Of course, that could be a small issue on his end, but a lot of these guys expected to go down pit road very soon, as that is number 33, the number 33 of Doug McCollum going to the inside of Nate Catilla.
Yeah, as you said, going down to pit road there, couple drivers, and that could of course just be, or one driver there, that could of course just be maybe a little minor damage. Probably wouldn't expect it to be anything fuel or tire related, as we saw that just not too long ago with those pit stops.
Yep, Tanner Sharp looking to the inside of number 4 of Nate Catilla. That brand new paint scheme there for Nate, the Verizon Wireless paint scheme. Hopefully that actually is his paint scheme and not just a technical glitch on our part. Considering that both myself and Nicholas are watching it, the same scheme, it could be a training paint issue if that is not his scheme. As we saw there, the 13 of Van Camber smacked that outside wall. Well, I wouldn't say really smack it, scrape that outside wall, and it cost a little bit of a checkup there for the 17 going side by side. I actually thought they were going to make some contact there. Look at that number 8 tucked in right behind the back of the 27 as the 99 going down pit road. He's going to miss at the 8 as well. Make some contact with the inside wall. Not heavy damage, but these are the mistakes you have to avoid. Green flag racing, caution is out. Yeah, more than likely caution came out for the number 8 Atomic Gossett, just almost losing control and almost bringing it right back up into the racetrack. We saw it right there, the number 8 trying his best to not get back into the racetrack, unfortunately did so, brought out the caution, and that was a mistake you cannot have. So I guess fortunately for him, he did bring out the caution. As we take a look right there, look, he looks like he just barely missed that.
Yeah.
That was
man, yeah,
close.
And the number 8 there, Tommy Gossett, who did bring out the caution, I am noticing does have some minor damage on at least the front. So not a lot of damage, not as heavy as we've seen today, but does have a little bit of damage.
Yeah, he did just scrape it right up against the inside wall right after he missed the barrels, and those barrels are full of I actually don't remember if they're full of water or if they're full of sand. I think they're full of sand because I forgot who it was. One of these drivers went and hit those sand barriers, and it was full of sand a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, caution is out. These guys are going back down pit road for AJ Digby, leading them all in. Of course, AJ Digby being cheered on by Savannah Morris. She's saying, looking for another AJ Digby win. Question mark, 5 in a row. Technically, it will not be 5 in a row, but also I guess technically it would be because he did not run the race on Wednesday. So it would be 5 in a row of his starts there, Savannah. But unfortunately, his 5 in a row streak for the SimPossible Racing League actually ended last week.
Yeah, and you never know. Maybe he can start up another 5-win streak. But you never know. A lot of these drivers, anyone can, of course, win over and over again. But that's all time will tell.
AJ Digby being the first driver off of pit road, followed by Billy Wise. Billy Wise having a fantastic run so far. He's been in the top 5 this whole race. Been running second that whole run. A couple laps, he was even faster than AJ Digby. So look out for Billy Wise to be a strong run out there. And of course, my pick, Tanner Sharp, is actually kind of, I don't want to say the word disappointing me, but he's not been the usual upfront Tanner Sharp that we usually see. But so far in this race, I mean, he's still moving up, but it's still 38 laps to go, probably 36, 35 laps when we go back to green. It'll be a short race before this race is over, or a short time before the race is over. So these guys, especially in the back, they got to go ahead and start stepping up, passing some drivers, and avoiding those crucial mistakes on the track.
Oh yeah, for sure. Avoiding any mistake is key here at any track, and especially a track that you are determined to win. You want to win here, and you really want to win anywhere. But Homestead, like I've said before, it's one of my favorite tracks. You can get good racing, and that's what we've seen today.
Why don't we go ahead and see if we can talk to one of the drivers? And I actually want to go ahead, and we rarely get a chance to bring up this guy during a race. But let's go see if we can actually talk to our current second place driver, AJ Digby. Pardon me, Billy Wise. Sorry, Billy. I was thinking of the wrong person. Billy, how are you doing? This is Carlos from 3YTV.
Hey, it's going good.
All right, so far you've been in the top 3 pretty much this whole race. So you had a strong baby so far, up to second, and a couple laps you were faster than AJ Digby. But do you think you have what it takes to beat this champion?
Yeah, the car feels real good. I was actually taking it pretty easy, just trying to keep third place behind us, and yeah, so I think we have something for him.
That's good to hear, and of course, beautiful paint scheme to match as well with those new color out there's. What's your current plan right now? 37 laps to go. What are you thinking about doing for this race?
Hopefully it's a pretty mellow start here, and we're going to try to take it easy and try to take it easy on the tires, and hopefully go green and just get some good racing in here.
All right, 36 laps to go and averaging about 15 to 18 laps. Do you think it's possible to make this on one more stop, or is it too early to tell?
Oh, man, it'd be really... It's possible. Yeah, I'd say it's possible.
All right, Billy Wise. Well, we go ahead and wish you good luck, and we look forward to hopefully talking to you once this is done.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, and that was your second place driver, Billy Wise, getting himself ready for another restart, going side by side. As you know what, Nicholas, why don't I go ahead and give you the chance to call this restart of the race?
All right, I will gladly do that. Yeah, we have the 14. That is your leader, AJ Digby, who has been up in front for most of tonight's race. But we are just about halfway to go here. Pace cars off. We are racing at Homestead once again. Green flag in the air, and AJ Digby gets a pretty good jump there, and the inside line is starting to fall back a little bit. Number 32 there, Billy Wise on the outside of AJ Digby, who I'm sure Digby is probably going to block him when it comes down to it. And does, yeah, okay, so Billy Wise probably going to do whatever he can to get around AJ Digby. He might keep calm for the first couple of laps here on the restart. But yeah, battle between these two here, AJ Digby and Billy Wise.
Yeah, no problem there for the top two guys. It's starting to check up from the rest of the field. But in third place, there's a quick little battle there between the 27, the 3, and the 4. And of course, hopefully next caution, we'll see if we can get a chance to listen into the in-car of that 4 on the restart. It has been brought to my attention that we have forgotten to be doing that, and I do apologize. So we'll see if next restart we can go on board the number 4 in-car and listen to the Wayne Lowe spot for Nate Catilla, as Tanner Sharp's losing a couple spots. Restarted on 4th and lost the battle there with the number 27. Is starting to lose spots left and right. Of course, I think there was just some slight bit of contact there in the previous corner. But Tanner Sharp not running his usual fast self tonight. Of course, the Monday night series is not the series that Tanner Sharp is fully interested in running for the championship, just because he is unable to. The Wednesday series is the Cup Series is what he's running full time, so that's where Tanner Sharp really wants to shine. But of course, looking at the speed so far in this race, running about just he's not able to get to that front part of the race so far. Nicholas, what are you seeing out there?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of good racing here, hard racing, and clean racing, of course. And what I'm also noticing is that a lot of the drivers, I'd say about half the field, are running about the same line, taking the high side down the straightaways and then diving down low to go down, hug the apron on the inside.
Oh, the number 17 went all the way near that inside line on the backstretch to get by Tanner Sharp, and Tanner Sharp tried to block him, and then he tried to move back up near the outside wall to get a good line into the corner. I think he turned too hard because he had to back off the throttle and try to save some traction there in the car, and lost a couple more spots. So Tanner Sharp down to 9th at the moment. Of course, if you do follow Tanner Sharp on Facebook, he is live streaming this event from his onboard view. So you do have another way of catching this stream from a different perspective, because Tanner Sharp, you'll be able to hear exactly what's going on in his head. Well, maybe not exactly what's going on in his head. That's impossible. But you'll be able to see a lot of what he does, as Tanner Sharp going side by side with the 88 of James Duval. James Duval is also running pretty well, finding himself all the way back in 8th at the moment. Actually, battle for 9th, there with Tanner Sharp. But that outside line is looking pretty strong as he almost smacks that wall. Something we haven't done is taking a look at the weather. It's a nice, respectable 88 degrees track temperature, and that is kind of realistic to what we have in Miami right now. 77 degrees. Never mind, that's cold for Miami. As we have a driver going down pit road. That's number 80, Tommy Gossett, is able to go down pit road this time without any issues. And I don't know. It seems a little bit unique as to why he's going down pit road, unless he was already expecting to go down 2 times. This would be his first time the caution. So from here on out, he can actually cut the rest of this race in half and pit with about 14 or so laps to go in the race. And this could be a beneficial strategy, as I expect Tommy Gossett to not take 4 tires and get out. As never mind, he's actually taking 4 tires. Maybe he won't take 4 tires the next time by. Just because one of the things, Nicholas, you have to remember is that while the fuel percentage is cut to 30%, the tires are still running at 1-to-1 wearing rate.
Yeah, you gotta take a look at that too. As a driver, even crew chief or anyone, even in real life, you gotta take a look at that. If any of those changes were made, of course. But in sim racing, iRacing, the options that we have set here, 30% fuel wear, and just a bunch of this. I'm sure a lot of these guys are definitely taking a close look at that.
Taking a look and seeing what else these guys are doing out there. No other, I wouldn't really call it problems, as these guys are all just going out there having some fun, respecting each other. A couple people blocking, but it's all, they're all out there showing us a great race, and just how the different, well, you can use different lines here at Homestead. The majority of these guys, of course, with this being a fixed setup, are kind of restricted to a lesser amount than what you would see in a non-fixed setup race or a professional race. Of course, that would also be a technically non-fixed race in real life. But seeing these guys going on, what's up, Nick?
Well, I'm really looking near the front here, like I have been all night. AJ Digby has a pretty good lead over second, third, fourth, and the rest of the field here. And I'm taking a look at the cars behind him, working together to actually take the lead from Digby and get closer to him to have that chance. And that's what I'm seeing here on the track up front.
Yeah, wow, those last couple of laps, Billy Wise and the rest of those drivers have been catching up to him. And that's actually something I was going to say when you started off speaking there, is that already 13 laps into this run, by this point, the last stint, Billy Wise was about almost 2 seconds back. This time by, he's pretty much there on the back bumper, 0.2 of a second back. But we are going to be seeing some of these drivers going down pit road very, very soon. As I really don't expect these guys to make it on one stop. I do expect them to go one more stop. As the Tanner Sharp and Fernando Matos made some contact going into the corner, trying to block and dodge each other, as heavy damage there for the 3 and maybe the 17. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at that. Going into the corner, 17 made some contact. The 3 came down, nudging each other a little bit, maybe a little bit of a rivalry, as that ended up backfiring on Tanner Sharp. As Tanner Sharp loses another 2 spots, not having the exact night that he wanted. Going back out there, number 25 of Kyle Zimmer. Oh, he did make contact with the 4 of Nick Attila. Nick Attila, very used to actually saving some of these situations, saves it once again, as Nick Attila proving to us why he is why he is a very fast driver here at the SimPossible Racing League.
Yeah, and right as you were about to mention Kyle Zimmer, and he's pretty much come from near the back, coming towards the front, now in third place.
Oh no! That's going to bring out a caution, and the caution is out.
Take a look at this again here.
Oh, I see right there. The number 4 of Nick Attila was trying to go down pit road, and was unable to slow down far quicker than number 27 expected. And there was some heavy front end damage for the number 27, heavy rear end damage as well. He made some. Number 27 also got hit from behind by, I believe that was the 88 of James Foss. Let's go back and take a look at it once again. Ooh, right up there against the outside wall, and that's the 88 not being able to slow down at all.
Yeah, that was kind of like a chain reaction between those 3 cars there. Paskowicz did, in fact, just come up super fast and, of course, run into, I believe that was Nikola. And then, of course, Ifa did it as well to Paskowicz.
Oh, we expect these guys to be going down pit road this time by. And actually, when we go back to green, we'll go ahead and listen into the in-car of Nicotilla and listen to Wayne Lowe, spotting him, letting him know where some of these guys are at. But first, we're going to go ahead and have these guys go down pit road. Then we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. These guys go on down pit road. AJ Digby leading them in pretty much this whole race with an exception of a lap or two. During pit stops exchange. Haven't had a green flag run yet. Unfortunately, every time seems like one of these drivers makes a mistake entering pit road. Being number 32 of Billy Wise, strong contender here tonight. Could have what it takes to pass number 14. We'll see if any mistakes are done in pit road. This is not the time where you want to make a mistake. You have to be perfect this time by. Taking a look, number 27 has massive damage, gets a fast repair, so number 27 will be all right. 32 is pulling up ahead of the 33. Number 25 is going to be coming out the race leader as, oh no, something must have happened to AJ Digby. That was an 18-second pit stop. Not sure what happened there. Dropping
Yeah, not
down
sure what
to fifth.
happened. I saw AJ Digby. I mean, I was expecting him to come out either first or second, but as I saw cars passing him by on pit road, I was a little confused there. Not completely sure what happened earlier on.
Yeah, and I believe the number 25 was able to beat Billy Wise exiting pit road, so we should be seeing him get by the number 32, and that should be happening just about... No, the 32 actually beat Kyle Zimmer off pit road? Not quite sure, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the continuation of this race.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed those 2 quick commercials there. We're going to be going back to green. Nicholas, so far into this race, we're approaching the last part of the race. What are you liking so far from this race? What's something that's gotten you excited about this league?
Well, I mean, I'm just enjoying the nice, clean, good, hard racing here at Homestead. A lot of the drivers also working together to get up front. But I'm enjoying the nice, hard racing here.
Yeah, quick note. Quick race so far. But we're going to go ahead and go on board the number 4's in-car and just listen into the fantastic spotting by Wayne Lowe.
All right. Base car's off. Steady. Green. Clear all around. Each come over and go high. Go high. Inside 27. 27 only inside. Outside 3 wide middle. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear top. 98 inside. Clear up the top though. 98 inside. Half car. You got momentum. Keep digging. Still there quarter. Still clear. All the way down to there. Good. 32 slow. 1 outside. Clear all around. Clear all around. 98 with you. Clear all around. Whatever you want, you're clear. You're clear. Outside fender. Clear. 98 with you. Right in your tire tracks. Got momentum. You're clear low. Clear low. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Inside now. 27. Side by side. Half car. Half. At your fender. Still half. Tight. Fender. Still there. Bar width between you. Still there, fender. Still clear low, clear low, clear low. Inside 8, 8 low. Still there at your corner, all the way on the white. Side by side. Be patient here, be patient. That wasn't patient. Clear all around. Caution's out. Outside 98. Outside.
Oh, wow, right
that was
there,
interesting.
yeah. Unfortunately, there for the number 4 Nick Attila, being told to be patient by his spotter, didn't quite work out there like Wayne Lowe predicted. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. The 66 of Brian Lowhead was just checking up the momentum of the 4, and I know Nick Attila, he did not mean to do that, but unfortunately it's an accident there for the 66, as well as the number 8, I believe, was involved in that incident. And maybe the number 98, the 98 also got involved. Number 32 of Billy Wise got involved as well. Let's go back and take a look at the 32 on board. Heavy damage for the 32, which I'm not quite sure what happened to Billy Wise, but he made a mistake there on that restart and lost a ton of spots. Oh, heavy contact.
Yeah, just
with
runs
the 8.
into the number 8.
Wow. Heavy damage, and this is probably going to just make it more difficult for the 32 Billy Wise to get a good finish, considering how strong he was running in the beginning. Currently, Cal Zimmer's leading, AJ Digby second, James Safat third, Tanner Sharp is currently fourth, and Kevin Cockrum is fifth. But how about some of that fantastic spotting by Wayne Lowe?
Oh yeah, with some pretty good spotting there, and on the restart especially.
Oh no! Oh no! The 13. Sorry to cut you off there. The 13 of Alan Capers attempt. He thought about staying out, then decided not to do it and just hit water barriers, sand barriers. Made some contact with a bunch of drivers. Let's go on board. He thought about staying out, leading a lap. Saw one driver do it. Decided not to hit those. Oh no, and just heavy damage to a bunch of other drivers. The 4, the 17. Take a look at it one last time.
And we're going to take a look here.
The 14 of Digby stayed out. 13 made contact with the 17. The 4 actually may have done a fantastic job of avoiding the 32 of Billy Wise, just adding insult to injury. Let's go actually on board. Who was that? That was the... What am I looking for? That was the number 4 of Nick Attila. Let's go see what he saw. There's the checkup. Avoided all of that. Killed the cone. And gained a couple spots in pit road. So that's pretty good for Nick Attila there.
Yeah, hey, and I bet Nate Catilla, that probably was done also with some pretty good spinning as well, telling him probably to go inside, or not inside, but just move around there. And back to the spotting with Nate Catilla's spotter. Just very good spotting on the restarts. And then one of my favorite comments that was just made there when the caution came out was telling him to be patient, and then that happened, and he's like, that wasn't patient.
That's going to be a soundbite for a while, but let's go see if we can actually speak. We already spoke to AJ Digby. Let's see if we can speak to our current second place driver, James Ifal. Let's go see where he is, if we can bring him down here into the booth and have a nice chat with the number 88, currently in second place, James. James, do you have a copy there?
Yeah.
How are you doing so far? Second place here with AJ Digby actually staying out 8 laps since he's last gone down pit road. I don't think it's enough for him to go down the rest of the way, but if it is, what do you think your chances are at beating the number 14 of AJ Digby?
The only chance I think I got to get with him is I don't think he has enough fuel, but I think he may be banking on another caution. If it goes green, I think he's going to have to come in So I don't know. Maybe that'll help me. Awful loose on the restarts.
Is it really? How loose? Like where is it loose for you?
The car comes in the corner pretty snug, and then when you're trying to roll off that corner, especially off 2, the car just all of a sudden wants to come around on you. It happened to me on that last restart, but I saved it. Yeah, it's a crapshoot trying to figure out what it's going to do on cold tires. After you get a couple laps in, it seems to stable out.
One last question before we do let you go back for this probably last restart there. Do you think the tires are going to matter too much with the 14 having a couple laps into his run?
No, I don't think it's going to bother him too much. I think the fuel's his problem. The tires seem to go pretty good after you get some heat in them. And with this short of a distance left, I don't think tires are going to play a part.
All right, well, thank you so much, James. Good luck tonight, and hopefully we can talk to you once again when this is over.
Hey, thank you.
All right, and that was the number 88 of James Safa, having himself a nice, strong run here at the end. Excuse me, I hovered over the wrong window for a brief second. As AJ Digby's looking to start once again back to the race lead, lost it in a pit stop last time by, got himself back, but does he have enough fuel as pace car is off? We're going to be seeing if these guys have exactly what it takes to beat the 14, and if the 14 has enough fuel going already past the start finish line. Green flag. 14 is not saving fuel at all, maybe banking on that caution like James said, but Tanner Sharp up to second already. Maybe he is starting to prove me wrong, getting himself back up to second. That's around the place where Tanner Sharp should be, maybe one spot closer. He's battling side by side with that number 88. Tanner Sharp's been battling a very, very tight racetrack, especially on the inside on these restarts. Hopefully he is able to hang on this time by. He is able, no problem there, not sliding. However, the 88 of James Hafal was sliding up near that outside wall. Getting cleared is Tanner Sharp, as never mind the number 88 using that outside momentum to get by side here. Nicholas, this is a nice fun battle, but the number 14 of AJ Digby is staying up ahead. How is this helping for him?
Well, I mean, Digby staying up ahead here, of course, as the 88 mentioned, he probably still does have to come into pit for fuel, because I haven't seen him saving fuel at all recently. So will he have to pit again? More than likely, yes, for fuel. And if he doesn't, that's pretty good.
Yeah, taking a look.
Whoa,
That's the 88.
made
Yeah,
contact with the outside wall.
up against the outside walls. Number 25 goes by him. Tanner Sharp goes by him as well. 32 and the number 8 of Tommy Gossett also going by him, as the number 8 and the 32 of Billy Wise going side by side here into turns number 3 and 4 for fourth place. 88 of James Safaz getting himself in a bad position. He's losing some spots. Not where he wants to be, as that is the number 80, Kevin Cochran, right behind him. Even a little push there, actually, in the corner, as the 8 is looking once again to the inside. And actually, this time it's once again to the, well, this time it's to the inside of the number 3 machine, as trying to get into third place and getting and pushing Tanner Sharp into fourth. Side by side here in the backstretch, these guys are giving us one amazing show going into the corner. Tanner Sharp on the outside, Tommy Gossett on the inside. Nicholas, what are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing a lot of good hard racing, Carlos.
Oh.
Yeah, seeing a lot of that, and whoa, almost looks like Nick Catilla almost made contact with the 27 there. Could have been from my camera view, but I've seen some close calls here, and even at the restart, I saw them get a little loose, and as the 88 mentioned, these get loose at the restarts.
Yeah, these guys are definitely a little bit loose, maybe a little bit tight. I'm not quite sure what more it is, as we saw Tanner Sharp smack the outside wall. Oh, move up the hill as well. That's the forward Nick Catilla going side, and that's going to bring out a caution.
Out.
And that's what AJ Digby wanted.
And you thought this was going to be the last one was going to be the last caution,
yeah.
But looks like this one probably will, as we're closing in with about 4 laps currently to the
Made
finish.
some contact with the 13 and also made contact with the 17 after he got sideways. Not a good finish to this race there for the number 4 of Nick Catilla. As, yeah, contact right there. The 17 was unable to slow down and check up enough, as the number 4 is all the way backed up into the outside wall, has some more heavy damage. Now the question is, does he have enough fast repairs? Does he have a fast repair remaining? As the next question is, we know for sure Kyle Zimmer, Tommy Gossett, Billy Wise, we know for sure these guys can go the rest of the way. The 14's going to try to do it by staying out. It's going to be a little close. It's actually Tanner Sharp goes then into pit road. A little bit dangerous there. Number 13 of Adam Capers. That's the number 57 of Tom Johnson. And I believe that's also the 4 of Nick Attila going down pit road. I mean, you're in the back. Go down pit road anyway. 4 laps to go. This will be a green-white checkered. And these guys will have 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. And the question is, will this be a natural green-white checkered or an actual, like, official green-white checkered, Nick? But why don't we go ahead, take another quick break, and we will be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, we are back, and sorry for being a little stern with you there on that commercial break. I just had to make sure we went back on time. But let's go ahead and give the rookie here a chance to speak to a driver. Let's go see if we can pull up that number 8 of Tommy Gossett. I don't think we had a chance to properly speak to him. But Nicholas, why don't you go ahead and interview Tommy here?
All right, number 8 of Tommy Gossett. How do you think your car is feeling, and do you think you have what it takes to win?
Oh yeah, I got what it takes to win. I just had some bad luck there at the second restart, and it's just been a snowball effect. Tried some pit strategy, get my track position back. Didn't work. Car's feeling great. This is when I really like the car, is when the tires are a little bit worn. So it's going to be a fun couple laps here.
All right, well, that's all we wanted to ask here. Just a quick little interview there. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, great job there. So yeah, you're starting to become a nacho there, Nicholas, as we look forward to having you on the SimPossible broadcast, whenever you're available, whenever we can make that happen. As we're going back to green. As Nicholas, why don't you go ahead and keep that train running, and as take us back to this possibly final restart, first attempt at a green-white checkered.
For sure. First attempt at a green-white checkered here, the drivers are looking for. Of course, AJ Digby going to be rolling off first for the restart, and we've seen that a lot. It's like I'm repeating myself. He's been up there quite a lot tonight. Pace cars off. And green flag is out. We are back racing here at Homestead.
Ooh.
Inside line gets quite the jump there, as it's quite of a mess back there. I saw it go 4 wide contact, and one is spinning. I'm not completely
Caution
sure
is
who
out,
that
yeah.
was. Caution's out. We're going to have a second attempt at a green-white
Kevin
checker.
Cockrum, yeah. Oh, yeah, we saw the 99 Johnny Berardi having an issue there in the back. But it seemed like the 32... Oh, actually, Tanner Sharp shot the middle. Yeah, Tanner Sharp shot the middle, made contact the 32, and the 80 unfortunately was involved in that. Let's take a look at that from a different angle. 32 just spun his tires. Tanner Sharp wasn't really in the wrong there. He was actually doing everything right, trying to hold that middle. Unfortunately, came up, made contact with the 32, and that made contact with the 80. And unfortunately, there, with everything that was going on with the 32 missing or spinning his tires, that turned him around, giving some heavy contact, as we're going to see a couple more drivers going down pit road. And a second attempt at a green-white checker. And unfortunately, we just came back from commercials, so we have to kill another 2 or so minutes here without commercial break. Is AJ Digby, Tommy Gossett, Kyle Zimmer, James Defoe. You know what? We haven't talked to Kevin Paskowicz. Once these guys settle down and catch back up with the pace car, we'll see if we can have a quick chat with the number 27 machine, and then if possible have another quick chat with Tanner Sharp. But let's give him just a little bit more to settle down in. Homestead has been known for having its long runs, but unfortunately it's not really the case here tonight. Maybe we'll be seeing that on Wednesday, especially with the longer race length and fuel percentage. But let's go see if we can bring up number 27 of Kevin Paskowicz. Is here he is. Kevin, do you have a copy?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, so far you're looking 5th here in tonight's race. How's that car going for you?
It's been up and down. I think it's a lot faster than I've shown for it tonight. I just got into that. I had a mistake with Kyle earlier, and I really want to apologize to him for that. My spotter did not call a car high, and I got into him, but it's just been trying to work my way back up ever since, and you know, had issues here, had issues there, and now just see what we can do. Hopefully we have enough gas to make it to the finish.
All right, well, hopefully you do. Yeah, I know some of these guys, including AJ Digby, were banking on just one caution, but as the race gets longer, that caution becomes harder to kind of equate, and you might be running out of fuel. But one last thing, what's your hopeful goal here tonight? I think it's kind of realistic to naturally hope for a win here at this far back into the position. But what's your goal right now?
You know, after the last couple of weeks, I had a really bad race last week, and just kind of get back into the swing of things. Top 5 would be nice. You know, I felt like we started off the season kind of strong, and then last week at Atlanta kind of broke momentum, so now just trying to get a little bit of it back.
All right, and well, that's going to be doing it for us. Hopefully we can get a chance to speak to you once this race is done, and we hope you have a great night.
All right, thank you, man. We appreciate it.
All right, let's go see if we can also speak to Tanner Sharp there in 6th place. It says. Let's go ahead and bring him into the booth. Tanner Sharp, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so far it hasn't necessarily looked like your race, but currently 6th with the second attempt at a green-white checkered. What are you trying to get out of this race here so far?
Survive, a finish. I mean, these cars do not handle, very well at all. I mean, it can push tight on entrance, and then by the time you get to the gas, it just snaps loose on you. So it's got a mind of its own, and you're just a passenger. So, we're just gonna see what we get out of this. We got the freshest tires, I believe, out of this group up here. So we'll see what happens.
And yeah, you do. Everybody else is on double-digit numbers, and you are in single-digit numbers. So that's kind of funny. I thought we would be in 1 to go by now. I'm assuming we're 2 to go. But Tanner Sharp, up and down nights so far. You're trying to definitely get the best finish you can. Do you think you have enough time to maybe contend for that win, or is it just a little too late right now?
This restart will determine it all. If they start spinning tires and we see the hole and we can capitalize on it, we'll go for it. It's the end of the race. I mean, I'm not racing for a championship in the Speed Car Series here, so that's up for these guys to race it out. But at least I can pull out another win out of this Speed Car Series, and main focus is on the Cup Series. So I basically just gather as much information as I can for the Cup car, which is going to handle completely different than the Speed Car. So just trying to gather as much information as I can out of it, and so we can learn for the Cup race and try to win that Cup championship.
All right, and that cup race is going to be happening Wednesday. Same track, just 1 hour after we normally start here at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, Tanner. We look forward to maybe speaking to you when this race is done.
10-4, thank you.
All right, and that's going to be Tanner Sharp running out here for Sharp Motorsports. Want to go this time by Nick. Who do you think has this race?
I've been taking a look at AJ Digby for pretty much the entirety of this race, and he's been looking good, especially at restarts. Has a big jump at restarts, of course, because he's the leader. So pretty much you can expect the leader to have a pretty good restart. So it's going to determine it all, as you heard from Sharp. So yeah, I think it's going to be Digby, but anyone can have this race at this point.
That's well said. Yeah, I too think AJ Digby will get his technical 5th win in a row, but it's also, we saw last week Tanner Sharp was going to be winning this race on the Monday night, and Fernando Matos just dipped his car on the inside. He was running 3rd, dipped his car on the inside, entering the corner, got 3 wide for the race lead. And it resulted in that outside line getting by and costing Tanner Sharp. I wouldn't say it fully costed him the win, but it costed him that lead position and resulted in him eventually getting involved in a late race incident. As pace cars off, these guys are going to be going by, hopefully, last time by here in the second restart. The 25 gets a little loose. The 8 is actually able to beat the 14 into the racing line and is clearing the number 14, going into the corner. The 14 of AJ Digby drives in there like a championship contender. Is 3 wide going there for 4th place. Side by side between the 25 and the 3. They made some contact between the 27 as well. But the number 8 of Tommy Gossett is currently leading the field going into turns number 3 and 4. Entering hopefully for the last lap as Tommy Gossett exiting 4. Trying to get that last lap. If a caution comes out, now it's going to be over. Nobody's wrecking. White flag is out. Tommy Gossett needs to lead. Just 4 more corners going into turns 1 and 2. No problem there. Kevin Paskowicz holding off the number 25 of Kyle Zimmer there for 3rd place. But Tommy Gossett is able to pull ahead slightly. AJ Digby doesn't have that momentum going into turn number 3 and 4. AJ Digby drives it in deep. It's not looking good as the number 8 of Tommy Gossett is going right up on by, exiting turn number 4 and getting his first career win here at the SimPossible Racing League. Big wreck in the backstretch.
Behind as well. Yeah, big one there in the backstretch. Your winner there, Tommy Gossett. Man, I thought Digby had it, but just coming up on 2 laps ago, we had Gossett take the lead there. I believe that was 2 laps. Big congratulations to him here. And of course, this is the B-Car Series, and of course stay tuned until Wednesday to watch the Cup Series for SimPossible Racing League.
Yeah, some contact there between the 88 and turns number 3 and 4. Got him below the apron and unfortunately was unable to recover as Tommy Gossett is your race winner tonight. Why don't we go ahead and stay quiet as we listen to him celebrate. Beautiful run there at the end for Tommy Gossett. Gets his first career win. And you guys out there with that beautiful paint scheme. Tanner Sharp goes in there to say a quick congratulations. Tanner Sharp unofficially finishes in 6th place. Tommy Gossett, AJ Digby, Kevin Paskowicz, Kyle Zimmer, Alan Capers 5th in the final results. A good run for Alan Capers. But Nicholas, that restart was key there for the number 8 of Tommy Gossett, as I'm sure AJ Digby is happy to see the new guy in victory lane, but I'm sure is unhappy with himself. He's probably thinking what he could have done differently to get that 5th win in a row. Still, great run by AJ Digby, but what an impressive restart there for Tommy.
Yeah, that was quite the impressive restart. You said it well there, Carlos. As Gossett is still doing a little bit of a celebration here, still trying to get some burnouts in, as he does. So yeah, just a great finish. Like I said, I thought AJ Digby had it, and I'm sure he thought that as well. Probably a little disappointed there, not getting the win, but as you said, well, probably happy to see a new guy up there in victory lane.
Well, why don't we go ahead and see if we can start talking to our top 3 finishers. Let's go ahead and bring up the number 27 of Kevin Paskowicz. Let's see if we can find him. Here we go. Here is Kevin Paskowicz. And Kevin, you got yourself a podium finish. I know that's something that you were wanting to get, but and we briefly spoke about it. But just how would you describe tonight in general for you?
Chaos. We just had all kinds of weird stuff here and there and every which way, but overall it was a lot of fun. I was really, that last restart had a heck of a start, and I'm really glad we raced with the other 2 there. I think it was Kyle and Tanner, maybe. Just 3 wide, nice and tight. Nobody bounced off of each other, and so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, fantastic. As we move on to the cup course here on Wednesday, are you looking forward to bringing some of this knowledge you gained for that race?
Well, actually, because of the because of everything that's going on elsewhere in the world right now, and of course we want everyone to be safe. We will be at the Cup race on Wednesday, so looking forward to it. I actually like the car here a lot better than the Xfinity car, so I think it should be a lot of fun, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and of course next week, while the real life series are on hold until the Martinsville Cup races, when they expect to get everything back in order, of course pending that everything outside of racing is also getting back to normal. We are going to be at Texas Motor Speedway. Now, I actually do not know if we're running the new one or the old one, but are you looking forward to that track?
I think so. I've not tried it yet, but everyone I've talked to said that it's kind of become a mishmash of this and Tucky. So I kind of like the sweepy tracks a little bit better, kind of, Kentucky, Michigan, this place. So I think it should be. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward. We'll see what happens.
All right, well, Kevin, before we do let you go and celebrate tonight's fantastic podium finish, why don't you go ahead and give us a shout out or 2?
Well,
or 5.
obviously, I always got to thank. Yeah. Well, obviously, I always got to thank my teammates at Phenomenal Evolution, and of course, PH Aware, PH Human Project, to let us put them, put us on the let us put them on the side of the car. And getting awareness out for them, every little bit helps. And then, of course, my family, my beautiful wife, my dad, who put up with my hobbies and right now have up with me wandering around the house like a zombie for the next few weeks. But we appreciate everybody and thank them all. And, of course, you guys and Jeff for the league and everything that you guys do. And, of course, for all the people safe out there right now, hope everyone stays safe and buttons up, and thank everybody for watching.
Yeah, we hope you all have toilet paper. That's going to be a hot ticket item for the next couple of weeks. But thank you so much, Kevin. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. And that is going to be your third place finisher. Let's go ahead and we can talk to the person we actually thought was going to dominate tonight. AJ Digby unfortunately was unable to get that win, but still got a second place finish. As AJ Digby, you got a copy?
Yep.
How are you doing, AJ? I know it's definitely tough right now, pretty much dominating that whole race, but is there anything you could have done differently, or do you think do you know you could have done differently to get yourself a different result?
I mean, just a little bit of wheel spin, nothing really I could have done. If I would have tried to push it any more, probably would have slid into him and didn't want that to happen. Felt bad enough after that last week. I was trying to have a little bit more control, be a little bit more cautious. I probably could have rolled the start a little bit more, but also didn't want to, and then he did. It also helped him when he rolled jump the start. But yeah, I mean, that's just the thing with green white checkers. It allows anybody and everybody to be a crapshoot at the end. But I mean, he was fast all day. Don't get me wrong. He ran a great race. Definitely got to give Tommy props for that win. Ran a great race, but just frustrating when you dominate the race and then it comes down to a green-white checkered right at the end. I felt like I was able to get up to a second lead every single green flag run and then just kind of hold it at a second, and that all gets wiped away at the end. But that's how racing goes, I guess. So second is never bad. Collect a lot of points, move forward, and excited for Wednesday here for the next B class race. Love this track, and we've been doing really well here. So hoping to keep roll it here at Homestead, and then Texas next week as well. So.
Well, you did a fantastic job. And actually, speaking of Texas next week, how are you looking forward to that track?
Yeah, the mile and a halves are always interesting. I'm always kind of so at them, it seems like. But Texas is one of the ones I've always liked. I don't think I'm always very dominant or great, but it is a track that I do enjoy driving. So we'll see what happens next week when we practice it to get ready for Texas next week. But the biggest matter of business is to try to get this Wednesday race next and get a good show for the audience again.
Yeah, well, AJ, before we do go ahead and let you go, do you have any shout-outs you want to give out?
Yeah, so my dad was in again as my starting crew chief, so huge thanks to him. I don't see who's in the chat, but thanks to everybody who was watching from my family side. Thank you for guys for watching, and everybody else in general. Thanks for watching. I know this is one of the few sports going on right now, so thanks for tuning in and watching. And you can watch us every Monday, Wednesday if you're new. We'll provide some great racing every week. So thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for the broadcast there, Carlos, on 3-Wide TV. I'm excited to watch that one later. And thank you to Jeff and everybody in the league for the great racing. And again, congrats to Tommy. Ran a great race, kept himself clean and able to be up there and walk away with the win. So congrats to him.
Yeah, put himself in position. But yeah, thank you so much, AG. We look forward to talking to you on Wednesday.
Thank you.
All right, let's go see if we can talk to our race winner here, Tommy Gossett, getting that surprise victory. Of course, surprise is kind of an understatement because he was running pretty much well this whole race. He nailed that final restart and got the race win. Tommy, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all?
Doing fine here as well. As the new guy, we were all wondering when you were going to get that first win. And you're able to knock that out here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and tell us how your race went?
Well, it started out pretty good, getting that pole, and then there was that quickie yellow. Me and AJ were side by side, and he got the better of me. And then I messed up in my pit box, and it put me behind the 27, I do believe it was. And an incident occurred up front. I got turned sideways in it, and I fell all the way to the back. And I was working my way back up, and then there was another caution, and then I tried to short pit. And I was working my way back through, and then there's that other caution that threw my pit cycle off and got me stuck a lap down. But luckily, I was able to get the lucky dog, get back on the lead lap, and just make a charge from out of nowhere there at the very end. I didn't think I had a chance when that last caution flew at all.
All right, well, but you ended up getting that win, and you're going to be moving on to Texas Motor Speedway here with some momentum. And how are you looking forward to that track?
Not at all. I don't like the new Texas. If it was the old Texas, I'd be telling you I was thrilled. But this new Texas, they just need to fill it in with sand and bury it. It's terrible.
All right, well, we heard it there, but thank you so much, Tommy. It's you definitely got yourself a win in the record books, and it's something that you're not going to be able to trade away because that is yours and yours forever. Got yourself a great points night, got yourself the race win, and you can sleep easy tonight. But before we do let you go and celebrate with whatever you do to celebrate, why don't you go ahead and give us some of them shout-outs?
First off, I got to thank God for being able to put me in the position to do this, and I got to thank my wonderful sponsors. It's Victor Valee. He's a paint designer. I forget what his paint company's called. I'm going to get reprimanded for that, but I forget that. Feg PC and Jeff Scott, just all the wonderful people who supported me. And y'all, thank y'all for the wonderful broadcast, and Jeff for putting on such a great league.
All right, thank you so much, Tommy. We look forward to seeing you later on this week, and we look forward to talking to you.
Same with y'all. Thank you.
All right, well, that was your race winner there. The new guy got himself the win, and he's going to be going home nice and happy today. But we got one last thing we want to take care of before we go ahead and talk about the, wrapping up tonight's show, and that's, oh my goodness, Jeff Schmidt, is that a wagon full of hand sanitizer?
No. I only bought one, man.
Okay, sure. Yep, you only bought one, Jeff. Jeff, what a fantastic race out here tonight. Got a new guy here winning for the first time, and Homestead being my favorite track, I think you guys gave us one fantastic race. How did it look from the officials booth?
Oh, it was an awesome race. There's no doubt about it. The racing was everywhere on track. A lot of 3-wide action, which we love to see on 3-wide TV. It was fantastic, man. I enjoyed every minute of it, every single lap.
Yeah, Homestead being my favorite track. I'm not happy it's no longer the championship track, and of course you will be getting that Homestead is not the season finale penalty fee we give every league that does not have Homestead as the season finale. But moving on to Wednesday, are we expecting to see some more of this?
I think if not, as maybe even better. Then a lot of the guys were talking about how the Cup car acts at Homestead, and they're excited for it, man. It's going to be a heck of a race on Wednesday. We're super excited for Wednesday.
Yeah, and of course joining me here for the first time making his broadcasting debut is Nicholas Reese, and he did a fantastic job. I'm sure you're going to listen into his broadcast. You're going to be pretty much impressed by this rookie, this young guy here. Might be able to replace me one day. He's already has a better voice than I ever will be. But moving on to next week, Texas. Is it confirmed we're running the new one, or are we still running the old one?
We will be running the new rescan of Texas.
All right. Well, looking at Texas, what are your thoughts for that track?
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be interesting. I can't really say a whole lot about it until we get there. I'm not exactly sure how the B car is going to handle there. The Cup car, I'm sure, will handle fantastic, as it has kind of been that case for many of the tracks with the Cup setup, with the fixed setup. The B car is a little bit different. Some tracks the guys like it. Some tracks the guys don't really like the fixed setup so much. With tonight being a little bit loose on the loose end, so I personally love a loose race car. So I would have loved to race tonight with these guys, but as you know, this league is dedicated and designed for individuals with a disability. And man, we're just having a blast. It's been such a fun season so far. We're so early into it. Thoughts and prayers to everyone involved and affected by this COVID-19 virus. And, I'm just hoping and praying that we all as a country make it through this without, both not many casualties and not many too affected by it. I really, really hope that everyone has the things that they need. We are here for our drivers, definitely, to help them with anything that they might need help with. It's a great thing that we have this simulation motorsports league that's not really affected by that. So it's awesome that we're continuing to race, and we're going to have a blast doing it, as always. But thoughts and prayers out to everyone else out there affected by it. I think it's just going to be a waiting period of just doing the right things and being smart about it, being careful what you're doing, and I think everything will be all right.
All right. Well, Jeff, you kind of answered that question, because my next question was, oh no, all the sports are suspended for the time being. Where can we get our sports fix?
Right here, man. Right here on 3-Wide TV. Make sure all of you that watch these races, make sure to subscribe to 3-Wide TV and hit the little bell so you can be notified when we go live racing. There might be a few new viewers tonight, and if so, we really appreciate you taking the time to catch the race. These guys do a fantastic job. Every race has been a blast to watch. It's really a great thing that we do here. So All the support is really awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks to the drivers, thanks to their families for helping them out. Thanks to everyone that's helped us out along the way, including yourself, Carlos. I'll just get the shout outs out right away. Nicholas, I was able to listen to a little bit of the broadcast. You did an amazing job. Thank you so much for coming and helping out with commentary. Looking forward to having you around for a lot longer, man. Hopefully you're interested in that, and we appreciate your help. It's a really cool thing that we got going on, and we're not stopping anytime soon, unless the unfortunate happens. And really, unless these guys get cut from internet or power or something like that, we'll be racing.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And, well, that's pretty much going to do it with us, as we look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, Nicholas, I think we have one last thing we need to take care of, and that is the final race results. As, Tommy Gossett, the brand new rookie, was able to get that win. AJ Digby is going to finish in second, with Kevin Paskowicz in third. Kyle Zimmer will be finishing fourth. Alan Capers fifth. Tanner Sharp finishing sixth. Fernando Matos will be finishing up tonight here in seventh, with Nick Attila in eighth. Christopher Birch will be finishing ninth, and Tom Johnson's going to be getting that 10th place finish. And, of course, finishing up the rest of this, Brian Lowhead in 11th, Billy Wise in 12th, Kevin Cockrum in 13th, James Safa in 14th, Thomas Wise will be finishing up in 15th, Johnny Berardi in 16th, and Doug McCollum will be rounding up the rest of this field in 17th. Nicholas, your first time here in the booth. Why don't you go ahead and give me what you thought about tonight?
Well, I've said this a lot tonight, and I saw a lot of nice, hard racing here at Homestead. And like I said at the beginning, Homestead probably in the top 3 of my most favorite tracks to watch, at least. And you saw a lot of good racing, and there's a lot of working together with other drivers. And what about you, Carlos? What did you see a lot tonight?
Oh, I saw pretty much the same. Just a lot of fun going on around, a lot of hard racing, and that's something we can expect to be seeing also on Wednesdays. We look forward to just finishing off the week with just some more fantastic racing at Homestead. But before we do finally say goodbye to everybody, I do want to personally thank everybody that has helped us out. Thomas Morris from OCR TV for providing the wonderful graphics package we've been using for a while, as well as SimTV for providing the wonderful camera packages we've been using. I also want to thank everybody that's been tuning in and watching, whether it's live or watching later on. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to broadcasting some more races, including tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. The ASRS boys are racing for they're racing for some more points. But thank you so much, and we will see you all next time. See ya.